Okay, so my daughter's been watching a tremendous amount of The Incredibles. And of course, we're also getting very, very close to the point where actually we see the sequel finally, like 13 years later, something like that. So I figured I would might as well pick the family of The Incredibles, the first family of Disney Pixar, taking on now their other family of superheroes during the Fox acquisition by Disney. So this one shouldn't be a tough one to get through. I don't think there'd be a lot of people arguing about this one. A lot of back and forth on this. So, of course, for the Fantastic Four, you have Reed Richards, elastic abilities, Sue Storm, force fields and invisibility, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, who has the ability of fire and flame, and then, of course, you have Benjamin Grimm, the Thing. So you got invulnerability and super strength. Taking on the team of the Incredibles. I'm actually going with all 5 members of the Incredibles. So you have Elastigirl, stretching abilities, Dash, speed, Violet, ironically, invisibility and force fields, and Mr. Incredible, who has super strength and limited invulnerability, as well as Jack Jack, whose abilities are weird Tasmanian devil thing, flaming body, and the ability to turn into what I'm assuming is lead. I'm going just from the way he does in the first movie. I know if I go from the sequel, he can teleport and has laser vision. So maybe after the sequel, maybe I'll update this, but I don't think it'll adjust things too much. So we're going to this. Intelligence. Again, the Reed Richards, one of the most intelligent people in the Marvel Universe, taking on effectively, they're a suburbanite family. Yes, they spend a decent amount of time actually doing the crime fighting, but none of them have shown a real acclimate towards super intellect. Fighting ability, I will give it to this team, because you watch the movie, you do see Mr. Incredible is pretty good when it comes to hand, and Elastigirl is also remarkably adept when it comes to fisticuffs. Much more so than what you see with Fantastic Four. With that, you have the Thing is pretty much your heavy. You really don't see Sue Storm or Reed Richards doing much in the way of punching, nor with Johnny Storm. There really isn't a lot of a martial arts background or an actual fighting ability, because they work as a unison and they're a very strong team with their own very unique and independent roles. But they're not written as people who actually get down and dirty and use their fists and their feet to do the talking. Strength. With the Thing, he's anywhere from an 80 to a 100 tonner. The best displays of strength we have from the Incredibles is when we take on the Omnidroid. He's able to lift it, but he's using his entire body to lift it, to save it from smashing his children. So, I mean, we don't quite know the full weight of the Omnidroid, but since the Thing would be able to take the hit, lift it, and throw it, instead of kind of be struggling to keep it up. So I'm thinking that there's probably definite strength advantage when it comes to Thing. Speed, we've got a speedster on the other side in Dash. Invulnerability, I was thinking this through and I could almost see going maybe a little towards the Incredibles, but Violet was able to throw up a force field which was able to take the impact of a missile strike while they were flying a plane. So while somewhat untrained, she was able to make a force that could sustain that level of damage and fully encapsulate an airplane. She's also able to do the same thing to keep her brother safe from attacking the Omnidroid. And then you have Mr. Cripple's limited invulnerability. Taking on Thing, high level of invulnerability. And Sue Storm. I would put Sue Storm's ability to produce force fields higher than that of Violet. I think as Violet becomes older and more adept at her powers, she might actually surpass Sue Storm, just because it's going to be the amount of experience she's had with the powers. But I think at this point in time, I think that we still see a definite edge when it comes to Fantastic Four. Same thing with durability of this one as well. You know, we don't see a lot of healing factor or true durability in the Incredible side, whenever you see it with Thing, I think Thing has the ability to trump what's going on in this whole battle. Energy projection, you've got the Human Torch who can go full Nova. Versatility, I'm going to give this one to the Incredibles. Now, before people start, hear me on this one. I was trying to think of a time when Thing actually threw Reed Richards at something. I don't recall him doing that. I know that Reed uses his body as an elastic band to help propel Thing. So I think with Mr. Fantastic and Elastigirl, you see similar abilities being used. Same thing with Violet and the Invisible. I think you see similar abilities being used. And then I was like, the ability to use super speed and combining that with invisibility, that's really impressive. And then when you throw in Jack Jack and his abilities, which seem to be very vast and random, I think they take it when it comes to the here's the weird random stuff that we actually can throw out as a family. But for X Factor, I have to be the Fantastic Four. I was thinking this through. I've always thought about doing a Syndrome versus Doctor Doom until I started laughing, going, "There's no way Syndrome stands a chance against Doctor Doom." But I think the Incredibles, they've got things going for them in the fact that they've got a lot of time spent wielding their abilities. They've got the family team unity going. So they're really going to push hard to survive a system like this. But I think they're taking on a team that's just got a lot more of additional experience to them. They're used to taking on pretty much planet-level threats instead of city-level threats. So, as it comes as no surprise, if the Incredibles were to face Fantastic Four, I think Fantastic Four takes this easily and repeatedly.